Hey guys, is there any optimism to be found in the UK economy? Everywhere you look around, every indicator of progress in the UK is heading, almost as though it's heading in the wrong direction. You look at GDP keeps declining. You look at general morale in the economy. Ask anyone, most people you come across feel very negative about the UK economy. However, I got recently challenged by somebody who said to me, is there any optimism you can see? What can you see that gives you hope about the UK economy? So today I want to share 5 different things that I personally see that have given me some sense of optimism in the UK. I've done various economic updates on this channel, and many of them, if I'm being super frank, have frustrated me because we went through last year in 2022 a very challenging time economically. Everything from the mini budget to the pound declining massively against the dollar and all those various things that happen. But for this video, I want to look at where I see some hope, okay? I'd also love to actually hear from you guys in the comments yourselves. Where do you yourselves see optimism in the UK economy? I'd really appreciate it if you jump in the comments and react as you watch today's video. And if you've not already subscribed to the channel, it will make such a big difference to us if you hit that subscribe button, because I believe around 47% of people who watch our channel have not yet subscribed. So it would really mean a lot to me and to my wife Mary if you can actually subscribe. Okay, all right, let's dive in. So the very first point I've got where I see optimism is in the stability of the UK. We seem to be experiencing or going through a phase of stability in the UK right now. You remember in 2022, it was utterly chaotic. I mentioned the points earlier about the mini budget and the various and the ways that we all lost money on the back of that and the various changes that happened from a tax perspective and so on. And they were all very frustrating. Very frustrating. We've all felt a lot poorer as a result. However, ever since then, we haven't had a new prime minister for a few months. And I know that sounds really laughable, but it's the reality, that has felt quite stable. Actually having stable leadership. We've seen the pound appreciate somewhat against the dollar compared to, the declines where it almost hit parity at some stage last year. Inflation has decreased a little bit, although inflation remains double digits, and there are still question marks over whether inflation would come down as materially as the Bank of England and so on expect inflation to come down. But there's hope. Inflation seems to be heading downwards, but a lot of that will rely massively on the direction of energy in the UK and the various other things that are going on, food and so on, childcare and so on. Okay, but the direction for inflation appears to be downwards. The overall point I want to make with point 1 on stability is that just as we need stability in our own personal lives in order to build wealth, we also need stability in the economy for us to have positive economic outcomes as well. Yeah, so stability is my very first point as to where I see optimism in the UK economy. The second is in people and mindset. Now, I engage with hundreds of people, whether it's online or offline, through the work we do with the Humble Penny every single month. Lots of people in different ways. The one area that I see a great deal of opportunity is the opportunity for us to help Brits or the people who engage in the UK to develop a positive growth mindset. One thing I've noticed personally, as we have a productivity problem in the UK, is that there is a link between productivity and mindset. Yeah, I did a bit of research on this and I found out that people, and I've always known this, but I did some research just to find out, and research shows that low productivity is often the result of having a fixed mindset. Yeah, so what you find is that people who have fixed mindsets tend not to bother to go above and beyond, tend not to bother to, discover their full potential, as it were. Yeah. Whereas people who have a growth mindset, positive growth mindset, are far more likely to be productive and motivated in the work that they do. So if you think about this from the perspective of careers, workplaces, your own job, for example, if you've got a job, or your own business, for example, if you've got your own business, the fact that you possess a positive growth mindset makes a huge difference to your economic output. And that economic output in your own world then obviously contributes to the economic output of the UK. Yeah. So my point here is that we all have a role to play in helping ourselves and other people in the UK to develop a positive growth mindset. Here I'm speaking to managers, CEOs, influencers, politicians, essentially anybody who is involved, even you yourself. No matter what stage of life you're in, you have a level of influence. And all of us collectively have a role to play in helping ourselves and everybody else around us in developing a positive growth mindset. That's number 2. Number 3 is in embracing the digital age. Embracing the digital age. Again, I did a lot of research on this. Now, there's a massive digital skills gap in the UK that's holding us back from embracing the full power of digitalization here in the UK. So even though the UK has a very strong positioning in Europe from a tech / digital perspective, there's still a massive gap in the digital skills possibility that we all have. I looked at PwC, for example. They did some research recently that showed, and I read this quoting here, that the GDP of the UK would increase by as much as 63 billion pounds per year if more was done from a policy perspective, if more intervention was put in place from a policy perspective to encourage more upskilling and training of digital skills here in the UK. Huge opportunity. Now, looking at this, I thought about it and I thought to myself, I personally see a huge opportunity in helping us all shift from from being net consumers of stuff digitally to becoming net producers. I use my personal life as an example, creating on various platforms, whether it's here on YouTube or on LinkedIn or TikTok or wherever. And I've seen my digital skills improve, and I believe I'm a net producer in the economy. With the use of my digital ability that I've developed over the last 5 years. And I see that education really playing a role in our children as well. You know, if we can really teach our kids, and we don't have to wait for the government or the powers that be to do this, we can really teach our kids to shift their thinking, to shift their engagement from just consuming all the time to thinking of ways of using technology to produce. I believe that the UK will be much better off for it. Okay. Point number 4 is to improve the economic activity in the UK. So over the pandemic and post-pandemic, a measure of activity, the economic inactivity rate, actually increased, particularly even for people over the age of 50. And this is interesting because if you think about it, we have a rising aging population in the UK. There will be a greater proportion of people in the UK who are in the older demographic relative to the younger demographic as time passes. So if the economic inactivity rate is increasing for people over 50, this means that there is a lost opportunity from a broader UK perspective in helping this economy thrive and move forward. So I see a massive opportunity in re-engaging people over the age of 50, really removing all the structural or cultural barriers to work, to enable people to find jobs, to enable people to upskill. Like the amount of people I've met in their 50s who feel that they have been left behind from a tech perspective is unbelievable. I mean, so many people who say, I want to acquire digital skills, Ken. I come across what you do. I want to learn a bit more about various things, whether it's me learning how to do web design, or whether it's me learning all kinds of things related to the digital world. Think if more people over 50s were enabled, were given training, were given the opportunity, we're given employers prioritize or even gave more, place more emphasis on people over 50 being employed. Imagine if we all did that. We would see greater results. I have somebody in my team at a humble penny in their 50s, and I know this. I speak to people even in our community at Financial Joy Academy. People in their 50s have this challenge. So this is a big opportunity for us to see the UK move forward economically. Then the fifth and final thing I've got to share today is on how we invest our time. Yeah. So what you find is that if you start to seek out ways to actively invest your time in things that generate a positive ROI, you'll find that there will be a connection between that intentionality that you've placed on your time and the eventual outcome that we have from a UK economic perspective. So here I'm talking about things like you using your time to focus on learning intentionally, focus on training intentionally, focus on your well-being intentionally, focus on your side hustle, making that work, not giving up on that, really trying to figure out how you can create more output, how you can create more profits for your business intentionally. All those things, the way we use our time, really then serves to improve our own personal GDP, your own economic output, your own economic results, which then collectively helps to improve the overall GDP that we have here in the UK, and obviously improves productivity and all those other elements that have remained a challenge in the UK for many years so far. Guys, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where do you see optimism in the UK economy? There's so many other things I could have talked about on this video, but I'm now passing the mic over to you. Where do you see optimism? Please jump in the comments and let me know. We do our best on this channel to create value. If you really enjoy the work that we put out, it really means a lot to us if you hit that subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. It just means that our videos get recommended to more people, and that helps our channel to grow and get our message out to many more people. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. And as we say on this channel, as always, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Take care and see you in the comments. Bye for now.